The festive period is upon us, which means the sporting calendar is packed.
Whether you're eyeing a cheeky acca or building a bold one by yourself, Sky Bet have got you covered.
Now is the perfect time to head over to their app to see the latest offers.
Acca Freeze, Builder Bet, Super Sub, and so much more.
Remember, 18 plus, T's and C's apply, begambleaware.org.
The pressure's on Arsenal. They nearly lost to Wolverhampton Wanderers, the worst Premier League side of all time.
Nearly drew. Yes.
They nearly lost. They could have lost the game. Hwang was thrown goal. They could have lost the game.
Is there such a thing as a bad victory?
Yeah, that was bad. That was a negative victory.
See, I'm always inclined, and I appreciate that I might be wrong, and this is a great test of my theory, but I always argue there's no such thing as a bad goal. There's no such thing as a bad victory. Just getting the 3 points is what's needed, and winning games in the Premier League is never easy.
Ben White got injured.
Ben White got injured. The games have been coming thick and fast. Arsenal have been on a bit of a dodgy spell. They're off the back of losing to Villa. Off the back of losing to Villa, people were saying, this could rock them. By the way, I'm kind of making a point here. I'm naturally leaning towards this being a bad victory. But I think it's an interesting one because up until recently, maybe today, I didn't think there was such a thing.
I support a really bad football team, right? And we battered them. And every 2 passes we made, we were in on goal. Now, granted, when they go away from home, they're going to be a little bit set up different. They've had an extra week's training with the manager or whatever. But Arsenal should be, especially 1-0 up, you go for it against them because they're going to crumble. And Wolves have to come out. And Arsenal just seem to just go into their showers and sit off and sit really deep. And it surprised me against Wolves. I'd get it against Palace or... against some of these half decent.
Yeah, where they've lost 8
Palace
in a row.
are a really good team.
Yeah, Wolverhampton Wanderers lost 8 in a row.
Yeah. Go for 3, go for 4.
Yeah.
How do you know it's not going to come down?
But
to
they can't. They haven't got the capacity to do it.
No,
Their number
do.
nine.
They
Their
do.
number 9 doesn't have precision. McKola literally said it in the
stinks,
post-match interview. This guy hasn't got precision right now.
No,
maybe it'll come in the
hang
future. But right
okay,
now,
fine.
Haaland scores 4 against these lot.
Buvey, when I was asked to predict that fixture, when I was asked what is your prediction for that fixture, I said Arsenal win the game 5-0. That wasn't a wild statement. That was a fair enough prediction.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Most
they
Wolves
do
fans
have
would have
the
expected that after the
Most Wolves fans would have
Yeah.
thought, yeah. They lost 8 in a row and they're playing the best team in the country. The team that are top of the league versus the team that are bottom of the league, right? I don't think it's a wild thing to say they're going to win this game 5-0. And therefore, before a ball was kicked, we kind of did think they had the precision. And yeah, he doesn't look good. Don't get me wrong. Gyökeres doesn't look good. But he's better than Wolves, isn't he?
I think the way Arsenal played towards the end of the game said a lot. Now it could just be they've had a game midweek, games are piling up, it's Christmas time, you just want to get your wins, which is another way to look at it. But I think it said a lot about the way Arsenal are feeling.
It's too early to be this nervous.
They're feeling pressure.
Too early.
They're feeling pressure.
Squeaky bum times March, April.
Buvey, how do you feel as a City fan right now with the way this title race is going?
I think Arsenal have got a few more players in a defensive situation where they can have that set up to keep clean sheets when Saliba, Gabriel all fit, David Raya is unbelievable, Declan Rice ahead of them with Zubamendi. I worry about Arsenal in the final third. I worry about that left winger position still not been sorted. Eze can't really play there. Martinelli's playing there in the game against Wolves. Trossard as well. I don't quite trust it. I think if it goes down to who's got the best defense versus best attack, I'd back City to outscore Arsenal and the defence be close enough to Arsenal to win a league title, if that makes sense.
Do you think you're better than them going forward?
Yeah.
But
it's Erling Haaland and Phil Foden at the moment. I mean, it's unbelievable.
But, Haaland is the best of all of them, there's no doubt. But cumulatively, Arsenal's players are better than yours, cumulatively. So Eze, plus Odegaard, plus Trossard.
Would you take Eze over Foden
Saka.
right now? I don't know if you could.
No,
Cherky gets
maybe
in that
not,
Arsenal
maybe
side.
not, but the volume. You've said it's what? Foden, Cherky, Haaland.
Foden, Cherky, Haaland.
Foden and Haaland start for Arsenal.
Nico O'Reilly starts for Arsenal. I think he's that good. And Guardiola gets, I think...
I'm not sure Nico O'Reilly starts for Arsenal. But Foden and Haaland definitely.
Versus Calafiori. It's a marginal debate.
No, Calafiori's...
Saka and Eze both start.
Timber's brilliant and he starts over Nunes.
Saka, if Saka
starts, yeah.
Saka starts for City and Eze would start out wide for City.
Where does
as well.
Cherky start for you?
Cherky would start over Eze. I think Cherky's better than Eze. That's how good I think he is.
I think Cherky
brilliant.
starts for them as well.
Cherky and Foden start
I think
for
only
Arsenal.
Saka starts for them in the front four.
I think that
City.
they find room for Eze.
Foden,
and then Haaland down the
Cherky,
middle.
Haaland, Saka. That would be the front
So
four.
much quality in there.
And then what about their defence though? Their defence is obviously better
their
than
defence
yours.
is
Yeah,
so
but
good.
they have got injuries. It's not their fault. But they've got, Gabriel's out for another month and Saliba's just come back as well and Mascara's injured. So,
And the players that are stepping in aren't doing it.
Yeah,
to
do you
the-
remember when there
White's
was a
injured.
small sample size and everyone went, "Oh, Nkapie looks
Yeah.
as good as..." And
Yeah,
when that goes on a little bit, you do.
It's like
you're
when
going to
Conor
miss.
Bradley had a good game last year.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Who cares about Trent?" And
Yeah,
then he's the main man, and suddenly it's a problem.
I think Arteta's a brilliant manager, but we can't just completely disregard what the history of recent football in the Premier League. This is a man that has thrown away at least a couple of league titles. We can debate if it's 3. I like to say it's 3 for the wind-up. It's at least 2. So I think it's 3.
Moment of clarity there from Buvey.
But he's bottled 3 league titles. He's the Spanish version of Kevin Keegan, like he is. And Guardiola's won 4 league titles in a row. He's gone up against a behemoth of modern football. Like, this isn't a joke. Like, he has to outclass Guardiola every single week. It's a mental battle with the 2 playing in February as well. I think there's a chance City are 5 points clear of Arsenal come that game. I think Liverpool could overtake this Arsenal side.
Well, the next 5 fixtures for City in the league are West Ham at home, Nottingham Forest away, Sunderland away, Chelsea at home, Brighton at home. Arsenal's next 5 fixtures in the league are Everton away, Brighton at home, Villa at home, Bournemouth away, Liverpool at home.
Liverpool
Both have some tricky fixtures in there.
They got Liverpool and Everton away is tricky with their recent away form. I think
You got Sunderland away.
City can win 5 of those in a row, no question, with the quality in the squad, 100%.
Do you think you'll be top soon?
Yeah.
Could you play a game then?
2026. Start of 2026.
What weekend?
What?
Game? What? So by the time the FA Cup kicks in?
Yeah.
So about the 9th, I think.
Yeah, I think they'll drop points to Everton.
So over the Christmas period, you share vulnerability and a chance for you to catch them. Your fixtures, I think, when Adam just read them out there, City's fixtures are harder overall.
They've got Everton away in Liverpool. That's 2 harder than anything City have got. And City have got a lot of home games.
You've got Sunderland away.
Sunderland's tricky.
You've got us.
Chelsea at home.
Yeah.
At home,
us.
I'd rather have Chelsea at home than Liverpool at home. Liverpool better than you, aren't they? Like, respectfully, like...
No, sorry, being completely respectful, I know. But no, they're not. Like, we beat them and we're above them in the league. Like,
Being completely respectful. No,
Liverpool.
Wait, no, but you just went Liverpool better than you.
I'd rather play
9 out of 12
Chelsea
games.
right now than Liverpool, 100%. Because I think they're turning things around. I think they'll finish above you in the table, is what I'm saying. Look,
Right.
I mean, they're both hard games.
Yeah, I'd argue that Chelsea would be seen as being a harder game than Liverpool at the moment when you think about what's been going on at Liverpool. But yeah, I think it's fair to say that both are tricky.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But when Adam did read them out, I thought yours sounded harder, which means if your prediction is right, say Man City do end up eclipsing Arsenal soon, next 3 weeks, say, that could be bad news for Arsenal there.
But they are top of the league and they've got a lot of their difficult away games out of the way. That's not to say they've won all of them, but they've got a lot of them out of the way.
The problem is, though, Ed, I don't think... Does it still count as getting them out of the way if you get beat?
But they're top of the league still, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's true, yeah.
That's true. They are top of the league. But it's very difficult to position, we've got Anfield out of the way, unless you've got a draw there.
Yeah.
You got beat there. It's not.
They should be 10 points clear.
They should be 10 points.
They should have put in 5 past Wolves going into the Christmas period with a bit of optimism. And for some reason, it feels like we're in March for Arsenal. It feels like it's squeaky bum time. It's too early. The adrenaline goes and everything becomes nervous and it becomes
What do you reckon
all...
Guardiola, look, this isn't his first rodeo, far from it, right? What do you reckon Guardiola's feeling about the title race now? Do you think he's looking at the league table and is surprised at how high City are?
Deep down, he expects to win it now.
Do you think he's over the moon with this? Yeah.
He'll love the
He'll
situation.
expect to win it. He won't say it publicly. He'll say Arsenal are favourites. Do you remember when Liverpool were doing that at the start of the season? Yeah. Salah and Van Dijk were kind of doing it with a smirk on their face, saying like these lot are favourites.
What do you think that Guardiola privately believes that they are now title?
I think he'd be so confident and assured in himself, in Erling Haaland, in Phil Foden. I've got myself 2 points behind these, despite their incredible start, despite our slow start.
2 points.
I'm going to get them.
2 points is nothing.
You can hear them hooves coming.
Yeah. How can you be Arsenal and let City get back into a situation where it's in City's hands? If City win all the games, not saying it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Or match Arsenal every single week. Match Arsenal, beat Arsenal.
Do you think Arsenal can live... Basically, when you get into a title race like this, you need to be set. You need to be like Liverpool have never really won a title race. You know, when it's like neck and neck. When Liverpool have won the league, they've blitzed it.
Yeah, that's true.
When it's been neck and neck, City have won it. City are ready for this. City often win. Do you think Arsenal will be like those kids in the car in Jurassic Park, you know, when the water's trembling and that?
Waiting to get eaten by
a
T-Rex.
T-Rex called Guardiola, yeah. Or do you think they're going to, front it?
I think you'd rather be a few points behind with Guardiola, with the ammunition that the squad had, the experience, the momentum. And by the way, another thing we don't talk about, the brand of football. This Arsenal side are brilliant on the ball at points, but they can really drop off and they can be a bit stiff. They can be a little bit rigid. This Man City side play beautiful football. It's the right way to play football, and it's free-flowing, it's expressive. There's going to be more 4-5-0 wins from Man City than Arsenal in the next 6 months of football.
But there'll be more 1-0 wins
over the
for
top.
Arsenal, innit?
Are there?
Which can be seen as
the clean sheets
important.
The clean sheets are rocking up for
It's
City.
not like that anymore. Right?
Diaz is one of the most disrespected centre-backs in the history of the Premier League. He's only never won the Premier League title once out of 5 years. 4 wins in a row he came in. 4 league titles in a row, Ruben
He
Diaz.
landed and won 4 in a row.
He landed. 4 in a row. Lost last season. He was poor. He was poor.
He did the Yap stand, but beat it.
4 in a row, and he was the captain, and he was the leader for large parts of it, or the captain on the pitch, the leader on the pitch. He was exceptional.
Arsenal have now conceded 10 goals, and we're not even halfway through the season. 10 goals.
They were saying they were going to beat 15.
They were saying they were going to beat. That's all gone very quiet, hasn't it? The chat about
Arsenal fans will say they've got a lot of injured players to return.
They give up the ball too much. They don't keep high enough possession to have that kind of record, in my opinion. I like Zubimendi and Rice, but it's still flat. It's still side to side. Rice had chances against Wolves. I don't see enough goals from midfield still.
Zubimendi's a good footballer, but like a very good footballer, but they missed that physical presence at
What, of like a Xhaka or a Partey? Or
you can get Zubimendi.
You've taken him out and you've got... It's very different style to what you had previously.
Yeah.
Also, I'm looking at the results of City. Like, the clean sheets are about... Like, they're few and far between, but they are kind of about... Like, they didn't concede when they played Liverpool. They didn't concede when they played Palace today. They didn't concede when they played Sunderland recently. Like, they're conceding too many goals, City, and I'm sure Guardiola will be worried about that. Like, you've conceded 16.
Fulham was bad. 4 to Fulham.
Yeah, you've conceded
But that feels like it's
they've
changing.
conceded 6 more than Arsenal, but they've scored 8 more.
Yeah.
So they make up for that.
What would you rather have? What would you rather have? If I could give you at Man United right
now, I'd rather a better attack.
You would as well?
Yeah, I agree. So
in 95% of all Premier League seasons ever, you'd rather have a great Andy Cole versus a great Yap Stam, for example. Goals are harder to score than stopping someone.
So if it would come down to if it comes down to this, Booth, if it comes down to you're playing Arsenal at the Etihad, winner takes all. They're away, but they get the draw. The draw wins them the league. The win wins you the league. Do you beat them?
Of course. It wouldn't even be one of the hardest tests Guardiola's ever had. It wouldn't even be in the top 20. No way. Jurgen Klopp rocking up and in the 98-point season, that's way harder than this Arsenal side. This Arsenal side aren't world class. They got some quality.
See how Adam said that Guardiola will be ready to win the league now, privately believing that he'll win the league. Do you now believe you win it?
Yeah. 100%.
Do you think it's going to be neck and neck and you win it by a point on the final day of the season, or do you think you win it?
I think City could run away with it in February.
What, you win the league by 7 points?
When they fall off, when Arsenal fall off, they really fall off.
No, but Arsenal they're solid, do you know what I mean? They're going to beat most teams in the league. It's just that
they fell off last season.
Mental frailty that you expect them to have.
When Liverpool took it from them, they fell off quick.
Weirdly, despite the fact that any weekend where Arsenal win, maintain their position at the top of the league and get rid of a game, like they just want the games gone, right? So they've got rid of a game, they've won, they've maintained their position top of the league. But weirdly, it feels like it's a better weekend for City than Arsenal.
Way better. Right, lads, I've got a big question. Will Mohamed Salah be a Liverpool player at the end of January?
No.
Do you think? Like, logistically speaking, I think it's quite hard in January. Maybe in the summer, it's quite an easy shout. But January, do you think it's logistically feasible?
I think when all of the parties involved want it to happen, which I believe they now do, you know, Liverpool aren't going to be desperate to keep a player who isn't really performing for them. They can make a lot of money on a player that is clearly coming to the end. They got an extra 6 months out of him. The Saudis will be desperate to have a player like Mohamed Salah, obviously. You know, there's loads of talk, isn't there, that Cristiano Ronaldo is going to be retiring off the back of the World Cup. The Saudi Pro League needs another marquee player. Mohamed Salah would undoubtedly be that.
He'd be such a massive draw for them as well. You think of him like how big he is in the Arab world, the Muslim world. Like getting Mohamed Salah in that league would be incredible for them. But it does feel like I even felt like, look, I think what Mo Salah said after the game, was it against Leeds?
Leeds United, yeah.
After what I thought it was very calculated on his behalf, and I thought if I was a Liverpool fan, I wouldn't have enjoyed hearing that, a player making it all about himself. And it did seem interesting to me anyway, from the outside looking in, that Arne Slot, who wouldn't have wanted him in the squad, they kind of allowed him to have that game against Brighton. And that to me feels like one of two things: giving him a chance to say goodbye, which it felt like he said when, he's posted the video of the cop and everyone singing his song and him waving and stuff. And I think also protecting his value in terms of when those transfer negotiations happen, because it means they're in a stronger position in terms of it kind of looks like he might stay now. But I don't think that's actually going to happen. And you got to think back to the summer. Like, for as much as I kind of agree with some of the things that Carragher said about it in terms of his position on Salah and this being disgraceful to hear one of your players coming out and saying, it wouldn't surprise me if there has been some manoeuvrings to kind of... Liverpool's transfer business wasn't successful in the summer. They still need to do a lot of moves in the next couple of windows. And maybe a big part of that is we regret giving him this big contract. Let's try and make a pathway for him to leave the club. And it's almost like
Liverpool historically have an ability of letting players go at the right time. Not every club does so. Not every manager does so. I mean, Sir Alex Ferguson had a very good track record of that. Letting players go when you didn't think it was right and then going on to win a treble or whatever. You're like, surely you can't let him go. And they do, and they go on to Manchester United, kind of went on to greatness. Liverpool aren't a million miles away from that. Basically, when they've chosen to let players go, it's been at the right time.
But isn't that, if that was the case, wouldn't they have let him go in the summer?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think that's true. The form that Mohamed Salah has displayed this year is shocking, but we can't possibly redefine what happened last year to pretend that it was a wrong thing to give him a contract. Giving him the contract was the correct thing to do. Just because it hasn't worked out doesn't make that manoeuvre incorrect.
Is there an argument that it's Mo Salah is still that player? This Liverpool team is just a lot more dysfunctional.
He's not.
Therefore, your star players aren't going to perform in this team.
He's dipped off massively, and that's
the whole
why the
team
comments
has,
are
right? Van Dijk has, everyone.
Gravenberch is still brilliant. Robertson, when he comes in, is great. Alisson's decent. Like, there was a moment against Brighton where he plays this terrible ball. They could have gone 2 or 3-0 up, and he's playing terrible balls into people, shooting from crazy angles. Yes, he contributed the assist to Ekitike for the second strike, but he's not the same player. His legs are completely gone. And there's a reason he got benched for only 3 games. Let's be real. Like, if he was playing brilliantly, he would have been in this side every single day of the week. Arne Slot, maybe not a great manager. He's loyal.
He was the one that was benched for 3 games.
But everyone's had turns on the bench.
Because Gakpo's been crap. Like, he still starts every game.
Like, he got benched as well.
I kind of could see his angle.
Gakpo has been benched, but also the argument is clear. Whether you agree with it or not, the argument is, if Mohamed Salah isn't playing well and scoring goals, he's not doing anything else. If Cody Gakpo isn't playing well and scoring goals, he's still defending. He's still defending from the front. He's still helping out his fullback. He's still working hard. Mohamed Salah is an amazing footballer, one of the best, but he doesn't work hard. Like, it's the least controversial.
Well, that was the big thing last season, wasn't it?
Cody Gakpo does work hard.
He said, if you give me a bit of freedom, we win the league.
Yeah.
And it kind of came to fruition, but you can't. It's like, I agree with that as well. Like, Arne Slot's in a moment where the team's fighting for its life in every single game. You can't take passengers then. No. Especially passengers that aren't performing. But maybe it was I thought it was maybe harsh on Salah. He's the one that's being dropped. And that's why maybe there is this angle to try and get him out of the club.
But he came on in the Sunderland game. He's come on in the game. He wasn't benched and completely removed from the squad. This idea that his relationship's broken down is completely egregious, because Arne Slot hasn't, in my opinion, suggested anything that he has broken down the relationship. Joe Gomez gets injured. He could have brought on Chiesa. He could have brought on anyone. He could have brought on another defender, but he brings on Salah, which could have put a lot of damage into Arne Slot's reputation.
But that's the Brighton game. Against Leeds, they go 2-2. They need a goal, and he doesn't come on.
No, they were 3-2 up. And he doesn't come on because they need to.
No, it went 2-0. It went 2-2.
He didn't get brought on it to
They also were 2-0 up without him on the pitch.
Yeah, but you need a goal. Bring on your main man.
But the fact that they were 2-0 up without him, like Mohamed Salah played basically every game through that run where Liverpool lost 9 out of 12.
They weren't chasing the game. They weren't 2-0 down to Leeds. That's a different narrative. Right? You'd be spot on about that. But they were 2-0 up at one point. Like, it's crazy.
They were 2-0 up, and Konate gave away a mental penalty. Like, that's all that happened.
I could see why. I don't. Again, I kind of preface this. I don't agree with what he did after the Leeds game, but I could see why he would feel slighted and feel like the blame was being put on him if for 3 games he's just dropped. You've got other players stinking the gaff out.
but chatting to the press. Like,
that's
the thing. That's crazy.
I don't agree with that.
I don't even think, when he said, I've been thrown under the bus. You
That's
haven't
harsh,
been.
yeah.
You've just been dropped. And then you kind of come out and say, I'm just a normal player. I don't expect special treatment. But why the hell have I been dropped? Wait, you can't just be a normal player and don't expect special treatment.
I think he's been wrong with a lot of things, but I think there could also be an explanation for some of his behaviour.
He was in the team every week when they lost 9 out of 12. He got dropped for those 3 games. And okay, they got a bad result against Leeds. But they were also unbeaten in 3 games. They didn't lose.
And now they're unbeaten in 5. They beat Inter Milan without him. He'd even travelled to Italy. Gets brought back into the fold against Brighton, and he comes on early in the game. That's a level of trust. That's a level of trust that Arne Slot's put in Mohamed Salah. Let's be completely real about that. So,
I'm not sure if he does trust him anymore, and that's why I think it's genuinely over.
26 minutes.
To answer in general terms.
Yeah.
I think if you've always got that possibility, if I drop this guy, he's going to kick off again. You're never going to trust him, right? So maybe, to answer the question that you started this clip with, is it the end of him? I think it is the end.
But why would you? My question to you would be, why would you bring him on 26 minutes into a game to basically play a full match against Brighton if you're going to sell him when he comes back from AFCON? For me, you wouldn't even play him in. He wasn't played in the Inter Milan game. Why play him in the Brighton game? Let him go to AFCON, come back, sell him.
So you think
why risk injury? If he's an asset, you wouldn't play him. If he's completely frozen out, but for me, it tells me that he's going to stay for the rest of the season.
Now is the right time to sell him, though, isn't it? You know the way that even if you think he's good, even if you think he can still reach those heights, business-wise, you could get 75 million quid for him.
Oh yeah, sell him in a heartbeat.
Sell him now, because they did this with Coutinho, didn't they?
Yeah, Coutinho.
They did this with Coutinho. It looked like they were selling their best player. It looked like a bad decision.
My question is their intent to do that because they're playing against Brighton so early in the game, coming on for Joe Gomez? Clearly, he
as a player,
what was the tactical shift? Because I didn't watch the game.
Joe Gomez gets injured, right back, and they don't replace the right back with another defender.
Go right back.
Yeah, and the midfielders were covering over, and ultimately he comes on and gets the assist.
But is the logic for this not? I don't think that you should be picking teams based upon emotion. No, you don't get the opportunity to say goodbye unless you deserve to be in the first team. However, some players, they are allowed to play by different rules. Some players, John Terry did it at Chelsea, his final game. Didier Drogba did it at Chelsea when he came back. They do get the opportunity to say goodbye. Mohamed Salah has certainly earned that. I think Arne Slot has given him the opportunity, brought him on for a game. I think he was probably going to bring him on at some point and just decided to bring him on a bit earlier. And that will be the farewell. I don't think... when he was walking around, did you know what else I noticed as well? They played, the James song. Oh, sit down, the Mohamed Salah song. They played that over the speakers as he's walking around, really patting his chest.
Yeah.
I kind of think it just felt like a goodbye. The end of a film. You don't need to know that it's the end by checking how long's left. You can just feel that the end is coming. They played his song. He's done a lap of honour, effectively. He's kind of applauding the fans.
And the talk was he invited his parents to that game and all that kind of thing, which again suggests it's a bigger game than it was.
Realistically, if you were Salah, right, his legacy is only being damaged at the moment. He will go down, and this won't change. He will go down as one of Liverpool's finest ever Premier League players. In fact, he will go down as one of their finest
greatest
ever
Premier League player.
Yeah,
arguably.
Yeah, fine, absolutely. And almost a bigger compliment is he's actually one of the greats. He's the comparable, the Roger Hunt, the Billy Little, all those legendary players, Kenny Dalglish, Graham Souness. He's kind of one of them now. It can only go wrong from here because Liverpool aren't going to win the league. If you're him, do you not just think this has been an amazing journey? He's had 8 years, nearly a decade of utter brilliance. The whole thing must have gone better than he could have ever dreamed, both on the pitch, trophy accumulation, financially. Everything has been amazing. It's goodbye.
Do you think?
Thank you.
Do you think he has any regrets about what he said after Leeds, or do you think it was one of those things where it's like he feels his time is done, so I'm going to make sure?
I don't know him, right? But I don't see how you can't. I don't see how you can't.
It's embarrassing, Ross.
Yeah, I don't see how you can't regret it.
If you were 20, that'd be embarrassing.
Imagine being the Norwegian journalist in the mixer when he comes storming off to you like, wait.
Yeah,
we're about to get something.
Yeah,
I felt bad for him.
Yeah,
you see him on the phone as soon as Salah went, they've chopped me under the bus. He went,
oh yeah. I just don't see. I don't see how, if you're Salah, this whole thing can't have left a bitter taste in your mouth. Like, it's so unnecessary. Nobody's won from this. Nobody's benefited. I mean, Sky viewing figures maybe, But ultimately, nobody's
Do
benefited.
you think Arne Slot's still on the ropes, or will this have strengthened his position?
Strengthened him.
Yeah, they look
Even
good.
if they hit
look
that
good
rough
recently.
patch of form again.
No, I don't think they can go through a 9 defeats in 12 again. But I do think that Arne Slot will have carried a lot of favour from the support, the way that he's actually handled the situation with grace, hasn't he? When Salah's saying, the club have thrown me under the bus, he said, I want to reconcile. He said, of course there's room for him in my team.
Again, that's why
Salah got it wrong about
that's
Slot.
why I think it's public.
Yeah, of course he has.
That's why I think that's just his public opinion to protect the value of the player. That's why part of me feels like it's a little bit.
Maybe he's just a good guy. I don't think he's a genius manager. I don't think he's Thomas Tuchel. I don't think he's Mourinho in his prime. I don't think he's any of these guys. He got schooled by Luis Enrique. He's not Guardiola, Arne Slot.
You just think he's a good guy, though?
He's a good Premier League manager. He's a bit like a Ranieri. He's closer to Ranieri than Guardiola in terms of quality. But he's a man manager. He's a good man. He looks like a good, solid man. He's not playing games, is he? Salah just completely was chatting shit.
I don't know, but there's instances where the club would go, look, we've spunked a lot of dough this summer.
Yeah.
You know, we've got a player that's on big wages. There's a world where, and we've seen it at United, where you've got players on massive wages that the club don't want. You can't sell them anymore. So now they're on loan and you're paying 200 grand a week.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
No, but you're both correct. I think you're absolutely spot on. The club will go, do not make it untenable for him to play, because immediately his value is now on the floor. If people think that Mohamed Salah is still in our first team plans, they need to bid. You need to buy a desired asset, not buy a finished asset. But you're also right. Slot, on every single level, has got it right. On every level. He dropped a player and the team went on an unbeaten run. He's allowed to drop players, by the way. Even if they lose 3 times. Even if they got beat 3 times, you could allowed to drop players. But his conduct in the press, of course I want to reconcile. And of course there's room for him in my team. Slot will have benefited.
And he gets the assist that breaks Wayne Rooney's record for the most amount of goals and assists for a single club in the Premier League, which is a nice little moment for him as well.
Yeah, it's just another record, isn't
little bonus.
Yeah. Now, final word on it then, chaps. Does Mohamed Salah play for Liverpool ever again?
I think he does.
Does Mohamed Salah play for Liverpool ever again?
No.
And I agree with Adam. Thank you so much to everybody for watching this clip. Let us know your thoughts on the Mohamed Salah debate. Do you agree with Buvey? Do you think we will see Salah in a Liverpool shirt again? Or do you align more with Adam and I and think that the journey is now at a close? Subscribe to the club and we'll see you in a bit. Ta-da.